Every 64 seconds, someone over 65 is diagnosed with dementia. But what if the true culprit isn't aging at all? What if the real reason behind fading names, forgotten appointments, and daily disorientation is something silent, something missing from your plate, not your brain? Scientists now warn that a single overlooked vitamin could quietly erode your memory, day by day, until it feels like your mind is betraying you. Even more alarming, nearly 1 in 3 adults over 60 are dangerously deficient, and most have no idea. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the most underdiagnosed vitamin deficiency in seniors, why it's attacking your memory without a sound, and how you can fix it before it's too late. If you or someone you love has been feeling off, don't blame age just yet. The truth might be hiding in your kitchen drawer. Most people over 60 believe that memory loss is simply a part of aging. It's normal, they're told. Just a senior moment. But what if those lapses weren't normal at all? What if they were warning signs? Recent studies are rewriting what we thought we knew about memory decline in older adults. One of the biggest revelations? A silent vitamin deficiency, often overlooked by both patients and doctors, could be the hidden force draining cognitive power in millions of seniors. Unlike strokes or head trauma, this deficiency doesn't come with fireworks. It creeps in slowly. First, you misplace your glasses. Then, you forget why you walked into the room. Eventually, names fade, appointments vanish, and conversations become confusing. The damage feels subtle at first, until it's not. Here's the shocking truth. This deficiency doesn't just affect memory. It also attacks your nervous system, your mood, and your ability to think clearly. And because the early symptoms are brushed off as just getting old, the problem goes untreated,
how to keep our brains
sometimes for
healthy
years.
as we age.
But knowledge is power. In this video, we're going to count down the 7 most common, but often ignored, warning signs that your body is starving for this vital nutrient.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
From bizarre
Yes, it
physical
truly
symptoms
is.
to changes in behavior you might never associate with a vitamin issue, we'll uncover what to watch for and what you can do about it. And finally, we'll reveal the specific vitamin at the root of it all, the one your brain desperately needs, but your body may be running dangerously low on. You'll leave this video not only with clarity, but with action steps that could protect your mind for years to come. Number 7, tingling or numbness in hands and feet. It often starts with a strange sensation, like pins and needles dancing across your fingertips or toes. At first, you chalk it up to poor circulation or maybe sleeping in a weird position. But what if it keeps happening? What if that numbness becomes a part of your everyday life? This creeping sensation isn't just uncomfortable, it's a warning sign from your nervous system. Your nerves rely on specific nutrients to transmit signals properly. When those nutrients run low, the insulation around your nerves, called the myelin sheath, begins to break down. Without it, nerve signals misfire, leading to tingling, numbness, and sometimes even burning pain. One study from the National Institutes of Health found that older adults experiencing chronic numbness were significantly more likely to have a deficiency in this exact nutrient we're about to uncover. In fact, some patients were misdiagnosed with peripheral neuropathy or even early MS, when the real culprit was a silent vitamin shortage. Take Harold, 71, from Boise. He spent over a year visiting neurologists for his constant foot tingling. He tried medications, massages, compression socks. Nothing worked. Only after a routine blood test revealed a deficiency did he begin supplementation. Within 6 weeks, his symptoms eased. Within 3 months, they were gone. The fix wasn't a drug. It wasn't surgery. It was a simple nutritional correction, one that millions are still missing. So if your hands or feet have started buzzing, tingling, or feeling oddly numb, don't ignore it. It might not be your shoes or your age.
I hope you are
It might be your
listening.
body whispering that something deeper is wrong, and it's time to listen. Number 6, sudden mood swings, or unexplained irritability. You feel fine in the morning, but by afternoon, something shifts. You snap at your spouse, get frustrated with small tasks, or find yourself unusually weepy at a television commercial. Sound familiar? Many seniors assume these emotional roller coasters are a normal part of aging or just being tired. But what if these mood swings were biochemical, rooted in a silent deficiency affecting your brain's chemistry? Your brain depends on certain vitamins to produce neurotransmitters, those tiny chemical messengers that regulate mood, focus, and emotional balance. When these nutrients are missing, your brain struggles to stay stable. Serotonin drops, dopamine falters. The result? You feel anxious, on edge, or emotionally off-center. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Geriatric Psychiatry found that older adults with this deficiency were nearly twice as likely to experience symptoms of depression, even in the absence of a clinical diagnosis. In some cases, they were prescribed antidepressants, when all they needed was nutritional support. Consider Maria, 68, from San Diego. She described herself as sinking for no reason, angry one hour, teary the next. Her doctor initially suspected hormonal changes, but further lab tests showed she was severely deficient in one specific vitamin. After just 2 months of correcting it, Maria reported feeling like herself again. We often forget that emotional health is physical health. The brain is an organ, one that needs fuel, just like your heart or muscles. And when it's undernourished, it lets you know. Not always with pain, but with personality changes. If your moods have become unpredictable or your fuse is shorter than it used to be, don't dismiss it. It might not be your temperament, it might be your brain waving a red flag. Number 5, memory glitches that seem to multiply. You forget why you entered the kitchen. You mix up names, even of close relatives. You pause mid-sentence, grasping for a word that's just out of reach. One slip-up is easy to ignore, but when it becomes a pattern, it's easy to feel alarmed. These aren't just signs of getting older. They're potential red flags,
to me, Grandpa?
subtle, accumulating lapses in short-term memory that may point to a deeper nutritional imbalance. Your brain requires key vitamins to synthesize protective fatty acids and support neural communication. When those reserves drop, memory becomes cloudy, like trying to watch a movie through a fogged-up lens. According to research from Harvard Medical School, adults over 60 with even moderate deficiencies in this nutrient performed significantly worse on memory recall tasks than those with healthy levels. And what's more troubling, these effects are often mistaken for early-stage Alzheimer's. Meet Dennis, 74, a retired pharmacist from Minnesota. He kept misplacing his phone and losing track of conversations. His wife worried it was the beginning of dementia, but blood work told a different story, a common deficiency that had flown under the radar. After 3 months of dietary changes and supplements, Dennis's memory improved so noticeably that even his grandchildren commented on Grandpa remembering everything again. The early stages of deficiency don't scream, they whisper. They trick you into thinking you're just distracted or tired. But memory doesn't just decline overnight. It erodes slowly, unless you intervene. If your mind feels foggier than it used to, or your forgetfulness is starting to worry you, don't write it off. Your brain might be telling you it's hungry for something it's no longer getting. Number 4, unsteady walking or frequent balance issues. You're not dizzy, you're not in pain, but somehow walking feels off. Maybe you feel unsure on stairs, or maybe you've started avoiding walks outside because you fear a stumble. It's subtle at first, until one small misstep becomes a fall. What most seniors don't realize is that balance is not just a matter of muscles or bones, it's also about nerves. Your body relies on constant communication between your brain, spinal cord, and feet. When a key vitamin goes missing, that system starts to short-circuit. The result? Poor coordination, slowed reflexes, and a sense of being disconnected from your own movements. A study from the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with this deficiency were up to 70% more likely to experience falls, many with no clear orthopedic cause. Doctors often blame aging, arthritis, or inner ear problems, but in countless cases, the real reason is a silent, correctable deficiency. Helen, 77, from Tampa, began using a cane after 2 unexplained falls in 1 month. She assumed it was just getting old, but her daughter insisted on further tests. The results were surprising. Her vitamin levels were dangerously low. After targeted supplementation, Helen reported steadier steps and was eventually able to ditch the cane. Falls are the leading cause of injury in seniors. But what if one of the simplest ways to reduce your risk isn't a new walker or expensive therapy, but a blood test and a bottle of the right supplement? If you've noticed yourself feeling clumsier, slower to catch yourself, or less confident on your feet, don't ignore it. The problem might not be in your legs. It might be in your nerves and the nutrients they're missing. Number 3, chronic fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. You go to bed early, you take naps, but no matter how much you sleep, you wake up feeling like your body is dragging a weight behind it. Coffee helps, briefly, but by midday, you're exhausted again. Not sleepy, just drained. Chronic fatigue is one of the most common complaints among seniors and one of the most misunderstood. While sleep disorders and medications play a role, one of the quietest contributors is a nutritional deficiency that robs your cells of energy. Your body needs certain vitamins to convert food into usable fuel at the cellular level. Without them, your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, slow down. The result? Less energy for your muscles, your brain, your heart. Everything feels harder. A landmark study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with low levels of this key vitamin reported significantly higher fatigue scores, even when other labs appeared normal. They weren't sick, but they weren't well either. Let's take Irene, 72, a retired librarian from Vermont. She described her days as moving through molasses. Simple tasks like folding laundry or walking to the mailbox left her winded. Her doctors found no obvious illness until a sharp-eyed geriatrician ordered a vitamin panel. The results changed everything. Within weeks of treatment, Irene's energy returned. She even joined a local walking group. We often associate fatigue with aging, but that's not always fair. Sometimes it's not about age. It's about what's missing. If rest isn't restoring you and your spark feels dimmer than it should, don't just sleep more. Look deeper. Your body might be out of fuel and not the kind you get from food. Number 2, vision changes that seem unexplained. One day, the words on a page seem blurrier. Another day, you notice colors look duller, or light bothers your eyes more than usual. You check your glasses prescription, maybe even get your eyes examined, but the results come back fine. So why does your vision still feel off? Most people think of eyesight as a purely optical issue, problems with the eyes themselves. But what they often forget is that vision is also neurological. The eyes capture images, yes, but it's the brain, specifically the optic nerve, that processes what we see. And when that nerve lacks certain nutrients, the entire system can falter. One critical vitamin helps maintain the health of the optic nerve and the retinal cells responsible for light detection. When levels run low, you may develop blurred vision, sensitivity to light, or even visual hallucinations. In severe cases, this deficiency can lead to irreversible optic nerve damage. Consider Frank, 70, from Oregon. He began noticing double vision and ghosting effects when reading. His ophthalmologist found no major issues, but a neurologist, suspecting something deeper, ordered a vitamin test. The results were conclusive. Frank was critically deficient. After supplementation and dietary changes, his vision stabilized, and the ghosting disappeared. A study published in Neurology Today highlighted that up to 20% of mystery vision problems in seniors had nutritional roots. not optical ones. And yet, this is rarely tested in routine eye exams. If your eyes feel fine but your vision doesn't, listen to that instinct. Your problem may not be in the lens or retina, but in the nerves behind them. And what those nerves may be missing could be silently stealing your sight. Number 1, the root of it all, a deficiency in vitamin B12. After 6 warning signs, it's time to pull back the curtain. The silent saboteur behind these symptoms, tingling limbs, mood swings, memory glitches, balance issues, chronic fatigue, and even vision disturbances, is often a deficiency in vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 plays a pivotal role in brain function, nerve health, and the production of red blood cells. It's like an invisible scaffolding holding your nervous system together. And when that scaffolding starts to crumble, everything built upon it begins to collapse, slowly, subtly, and silently. Unlike many vitamins, B12 absorption is unusually complex. It requires adequate stomach acid, a healthy small intestine, and a special protein called intrinsic factor. As we age, this system weakens.
This will require
Seniors are more likely to produce less stomach acid, take
medications
that interfere with absorption, and eat less meat or animal products, which are primary sources of B12. This is why up to 20% of people over 60 have a B12 deficiency, and many more are marginally low without knowing it. In a comprehensive study by the Framingham Heart Study, researchers found that even slightly low B12 levels were associated with poorer cognitive performance, reduced brain volume, and increased rates of memory loss. Brain scans revealed measurable shrinkage in areas associated with learning and memory. Anita, 69, a former high school teacher from Colorado, began forgetting familiar names and losing her train of thought mid-conversation. She assumed it was stress, but her husband noticed more than just forgetfulness. Her personality seemed different. She repeated herself often, seemed more withdrawn. Fearing early onset dementia, they went to a neurologist. Surprisingly, the issue wasn't Alzheimer's. It was a severe B12 deficiency. With weekly injections and dietary changes, Anita's clarity, energy, and spark returned. Doctors often mistake B12 deficiency for depression, dementia, or simply old age. The tragedy? It's one of the few causes of cognitive decline that is reversible, if caught early. The fix is straightforward: a blood test to check your B12 levels and appropriate supplementation, oral pills, sublingual drops, or injections depending on severity. Some seniors need lifelong support. Others simply need a boost. If your brain feels slower, your body weaker, or your memory foggier than it should, don't just assume it's aging. Ask about your B12, because sometimes what seems like a permanent decline is just a temporary deficiency, and recovery is closer than you think. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered. From tingling hands to sudden mood swings, from unexplained fatigue to blurry vision. Each of these symptoms might seem unrelated, but when viewed together, they tell a powerful story. Your body may be starving for vitamin B12, and it's trying to get your attention. We walked through 7 silent warning signs that often go unnoticed, or get dismissed as just aging. But now you know better. You've seen how B12 deficiency can masquerade as memory loss, balance issues, even depression. You've heard the stories of Harold, Maria, Dennis, Helen, Irene, Frank, and Anita. Real people who turned their lives around with one simple test and a few critical changes. Here's the good news. B12 deficiency doesn't have to be your story. It's one of the most reversible causes of cognitive and neurological decline if caught early. And the first step isn't complicated. It's awareness. Vitamin B12 might not be the flashiest supplement on your shelf. It doesn't promise instant energy or magical weight loss, but it plays a quiet, essential role in keeping your brain sharp, your nerves healthy, and your memory intact. Ignoring it could cost you clarity. Supporting it could give you years of stronger thinking, steadier movement, and deeper peace of mind. If you've recognized even one of these signs in yourself or someone you love, don't wait. Talk to your doctor. Ask for a B12 test. Explore options for supplements or dietary adjustments. Because a small change today can protect your memory, your energy, and your independence tomorrow. Aging is inevitable. Losing yourself to it is not. So let this be your turning point, your wake-up call, your opportunity to reclaim clarity, vitality, and peace of mind, starting right now. If this video helped you understand your body better, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed health insights made specifically for seniors over 60. But more importantly, share this video with a loved one, a friend, a parent, a neighbor. You might help them catch a problem before it becomes permanent. Let's not wait for memory loss or a fall to sound the alarm. Together, we can age with clarity, strength, and confidence. This isn't just about health, it's about quality of life. And it starts now, with one simple share.